Hey guys, so a few days ago, AUXITO, which specializes in LED lighting for automobiles, sent me their jump starter air compressor jump pack. So we're going to take this out of the box and we're going to take a look at it. But first I want to thank AUXITO for sending this to me because I'm pretty excited about checking it out. So this is a jump pack. It's also a power bank, so it's got a USB-A port on it so you can plug phones and tablets into it, but it's also an air compressor. So if you're out on the road and you have a flat, you'll at least have a way to get air back into your tire. Now, let me read off the specs to you. The model number of this is AJ01, and it'll air tires up anywhere from 3 psi to 120 psi. Has a storage temperature of 14 degrees to 122 degrees. The battery capacity inside this unit is 11,200 milliamp hours. Whenever the air compressor's on, it puts out about 80 dB of noise. Has a charging port of USB-C type. It'll charge at 3 amps. It takes about 3.5 hours to charge it if it's completely dead. And yeah, let's take this thing out of the box and take a look at it. First thing you're going to notice is it's in its own little case. So everything that you need is right here in this case. And again, if you've watched any of my videos, I like things that have multiple pieces that come with their own case. That way you don't have different pieces floating around trying to get lost on you. Of course, got a little manual with it. Before we take the main part out, let's take a look at what you get here. Here's the little adapter part that goes into the jump pack itself. Got some nice clamps, and the one thing I always look at on any of these clamps, so if you ever look at a cheap designed battery cables or anything like that, a lot of times what you'll see is where the main wire here comes up into the handle, it only attaches to one side of the jaws. So a decent design system will not only have the cable running up and attaching to the jaw that it's on the same side, but it'll have a little jumper wire going to the other jaw. That way both these jaws will make contact and provide a connection. And obviously both sides are that way. Of course, you got your air adapter here that's going to screw onto the unit, and then this part goes onto the tire. And you got multiple adapters, so if you want to air up a tire, you're at the lake or campsite or wherever, you'll be able to get air into a ball or something. And it comes with a real nice little USB-C charging cable. And the reason I say nice is because it's a nice flat little cable. And this is the unit itself. Showing to be 100%. When I took it out of the box the first time, it was at 80%, so I just topped it off. Of course, you got your port right here for the air compressor. It does have a light, so if you're out on the side of the road at night trying to change your tire, you can. If you hit it again, you got a flashing strobe. Hit it again, you got a red SOS. Hit it again, it goes off. You can set your tire pressures to whatever you want here. Now, if you hit the M button, which I believe stands for mode, you'll see it's got a little. Try to get my reflection out of the deal there. It's got different modes. There's a ball at 8 psi, car, motorcycle, bicycle, and regardless of what mode you've got it on, if you want to tweak that, all you got to do is hit the plus and minus sign, and you can adjust that. We're going to go ahead and set this to 36 psi because we're going to go ahead and put this thing to the test. And we're going to jump my Jeep, and we might have to trick it. And the reason I say that is a lot of these will have a manual override to where if there's not enough charge in a battery, you can hit a button and it'll go ahead and bypass all the safety features and allow you to go ahead and jump start this battery. Now, I don't think this one is like that. So if I disconnect the battery completely, which is what I plan on doing, to see if it'll crank the car without any help whatsoever from the car battery, I don't know if this is going to detect that it needs to put power out. Since the battery is going to be completely disconnected, it might not sense that there's a battery connected to the vehicle, and so it's not going to put anything out. So I'm going to see what I'm going to have to do to be able to bypass that safety feature to see if this will crank a vehicle without any help from the existing battery. Then after we do that, we are going to bump the tire pressure up. So let me go ahead and get set up over here on the vehicle, and let's see if we can do a jump start attempt with the battery disconnected from the vehicle. Now, before I disconnect this battery, I want to show you that whenever you first connect the adapter, you'll get a green blinking light. Hopefully that's coming through. And I also want to show that if these touch each other, it lets you know that you're shorted together. Also, if you connect them wrong, I'm going to connect the positive to the negative, and the negative of the jump pack to the positive of the battery. Same thing. So you're going to be safe. Anybody will be able to use this with no fear of damaging their vehicle or even the unit itself. Alright, so let me get this thing disconnected and we'll get started. I have disconnected the negative battery cable. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave the positive connected because it doesn't matter. As long as I've got one of these connected, obviously the battery is not going to provide any power whatsoever to the vehicle itself. So I've got the adapter plugged into the jump pack. You can see we've got a green flashing light. We'll go ahead and connect up the red. I'm going to connect the negative right there. Now, whenever that green light turns solid, that means you're good to go with trying to crank the vehicle. So it did detect that we are now connected to a 12-volt system, and we are now going to try to crank this vehicle. So, come over here. Did I bring the keys with? Yeah. We're going to see if it'll crank. There's one. Try it one more time. Okay. It must have detected that it was started, so it probably did. Okay, there it goes. I think it yeah, you can see we got a solid green light, so it is redetected that the vehicle is not running. So whenever it detects that the alternator's putting out, it disconnects. Here in just a minute, I'm assuming it will redetect again. Okay, it's shown to be solid, so we're going to do it a third time. Okay, it must not be. There it goes. There it goes. It takes it a while to, well, it cranked. There it goes. So there was 3 starts. Of course, this is just a V6 engine, but
you have to keep in mind that we have no help from the actual battery, from the car battery. So I'm going to disconnect. That should start flashing. Let's see what it ran us down to here. Now it's still showing 100%. I'm going to go ahead and connect this. We're going to start the vehicle just to make sure that everything's good. It's probably not the best thing to do what I'm doing here, but hey, I've got to know if this thing will work, right, before I throw it in one of my vehicles. Make sure this thing starts up. Alright, so there's the jump pack. We just cranked the vehicle 3 different times with no help from the car battery itself. So, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this right here. Alright, so now let's go ahead and I'm going to let some air out of one of these tires, and we'll see how much it takes to inflate a tire. Alright guys, so we've got about 39 psi in this tire now. Let's go ahead and let some air out of it. We'll take her down to 30. I usually run these tires at 40, so we'll take it down to 30, and then these are 33-inch tall tires. And we'll see how long it takes to get it back up to 40. 8 minutes is supposed to be the duty cycle on this unit. It may end up having to run a little longer than that. And I'm going to use my thermal imager to check and see how hot it gets. Okay, so there's about 20, 29, a little under 30. There's about 30. Hold on a minute. There we go. Got that locked on, and let's see here. Turn the unit on. Mode 36. I want to go ahead and bump. You can see that's 37, 38, 39. Push and hold, I think, or well, showing company to be 30. So I'm just going to let this go. I'm going to get my thermal imager. right on the money, 40 psi. So let's see how close we are. Let me zoom out a little bit. 39. So we're within a pound. Of course, I don't know if this one's perfectly accurate either, but we're close enough for me. It is not overly warm. Now right here at the outlet, it's lukewarm. Thermal imager is picking up right here a couple hundred degrees. And let's see how much juice we still have. We're down to 89%. So we just bumped a 33-inch tire up from 30 to 40, and we jumped this vehicle 3 different times. Cranked the engine 3 different times without any help from the battery. So you can see how big this is. Let's go compare it to my Noco, size-wise. Well, I can't find my Noco. So we're going to have to do the next best thing. Measure it. Lengthwise, this thing is just under, it's about 7 3/4 inches long, 4 1/2 inches wide, about 2 inches thick. And there's your USB-A output, so if you need to charge up like a phone or a tablet, you can. There's the USB-C input to charge this unit. Here's your little plug for plugging in the jump pack adapter. And then of course your output for the air compressor. There you have it. The AUXITO jump pack / air compressor. And just to size compare this with my Loki Thor. Let me go grab my Loki Thor. There's the Loki Thor. Hopefully that's coming in. Quite a bit smaller than the Loki Thor. Anyway, the AUXITO jump pack seemed to do good. You guys take care. We'll see you.